Hi guys, my name is Leo again from Parking with UK. In this video, I'll show you how to challenge an Edinburgh parking ticket. So if you get a parking charge notice in Edinburgh or at the airport in particular in this video, I'm going to show you how to challenge it. Now, if you live in Scotland, there's two pieces of good news I have for you. Number one, notice to keepers are not enforceable in Scotland. Good news number one. And number two, if you receive a parking charge notice in Scotland, I'll show you the easiest way possible to get it cancelled. Now, as long as you don't say the wrong things, then you should be able to win your appeal. Now, the golden rule, if you live in Scotland, is not to name the driver. So if you challenge a parking charge notice, challenge it as a registered keeper and don't name the driver. But I'll show you exactly how to do this using our online app, so you don't even have to write a single thing. So first things first, this is going to be about Edinburgh Airport. So if you've been, if you live in Scotland, you must have gone at least once to Edinburgh, and if you flew there, for example, you'd have gone to Edinburgh Airport. Now, there's a company called NCP which manages the car park. So sometimes if you forget to pay, or let's say you pay but you didn't pay enough, maybe you might get a parking charge notice. Now on this video, I'll show you how to challenge these parking tickets and to get them cancelled. Now the key thing to remember is that although a parking charge can be issued for breach of contract, the parking company has to comply with the rules themselves to make the vehicle keeper liable. So you're not automatically liable unless they have complied with the rules. So this is the key thing to always remember. But in Scotland, the government refused to implement a UK or an English law that was going to be used to make vehicle keepers liable for parking tickets. So as long as you use the tactics correctly, then you don't even have to worry about parking tickets in Scotland. Now, the best thing about appealing is the parking charge will be cancelled, and then they won't harass you or keep escalating the case. But if you don't get your parking ticket cancelled, then technically speaking, they can chase you. But the problem is, if you don't understand how to respond, then it will always it can backfire sometimes due to a mistake, or you might be stressed about other things, or you might just have oversight. So in this case, let me show you how to challenge it. So if you have a parking charge notice at the airport, this is how to challenge it. I'll just open this online app. So as you can see here, we have the Parking Mate UK app, and essentially it's the easiest way to challenge a parking charge notice. We'll press next. So you select if you received a notice keeper, even if you received notice driver, you can select notice driver, but I'll show you after. But notice keeper, do you live in Scotland or Northern Ireland? The answer here would be yes, if you live in Scotland or Northern Ireland. And then that takes care of one part of the app, and you enter the information. So let's go there. Next, and then here you go to select NCP. They are members of the BPA, as you can see. Next, and then here essentially you just select the options. So let's say you didn't pay for parking and the reason of issue is clear. You went to the car park once. I'm just answering very simple questions. Yes, I was a registered keeper. There's no evidence of the vehicle being parked. Okay, we'll just keep clicking next. And then here we'll say it was issued in 14 days. To be fair, it doesn't really matter at this point, but it's always good to have a very detailed case, as this essentially gives you all the legal arguments you need to include. So I won't even look at that answer, but this is where the important bit is. So based on your selections, it will tell you to appeal as the vehicle keeper. Now, if you select driver here, essentially, you'd essentially just be, beating yourself up, because based on your answers, it tells you to appeal as a registered keeper. It even warns you here, that you should appeal as a registered keeper, and if you appeal as a driver, it will weaken your case. So I would leave it as vehicle keeper. So that's the hard work. So far, For example, if you pay for parking, you click that button and then you say, I don't know, maybe you enter the wrong registration and then you enter the information. But it's literally that simple. You just select some options and then it takes care of everything for you. Now, once you've done all that, you get your appeal letter. And then this appeal letter will essentially be quite detailed. It will contain all the legal arguments you need about Scotland. So it covers the whole Scotland. So it could be in Aberdeen, it could be in Fife, anywhere in Scotland, it's all covered. And then what you do with this letter is once it's generated, you go to the NCP website to submit it. So this is submitting your appeal. And then once your appeal is submitted, NCP will reply in about 28 days most of the time. It could be longer, but if they take too long, keep a mental note, because if it's over 35 days, then that goes in your favor at the tribunal. Now, if they refuse your appeal, I hope you've watched some of my videos. You should know this part is pretty straightforward. Submit the appeal to Poplar. If you have used Parkymate UK, it's very, very easy. All you have to do is enter your verification code, upload the letter we give you. You literally don't have to do anything else, and then wait for the decision to be made. Hopefully your decision is successful, like in this case, but otherwise, if it's not successful, they'll explain why. But this is just another quick one, actually. Another quick one. For Scotland, if you appealed as a registered keeper on the basis that they can't keep you liable, you don't have to do the Poplar process. But if you paid for parking and you want to essentially just get a parking charge cancelled, then do the Poplar process. So yeah, so that's essentially the full process. So if your appeal is rejected and you're the registered keeper, you can ignore if you wish, or you can take it to Poplar, but you can only appeal as a driver in Scotland. So if you appealed as a keeper, don't do the Poplar process at all. The defense that's in your appeal letter will stand in court, and if the parking company has been unreasonable, you can claim money from them. So in this case, if you live in Scotland, I would say unless you really want to get your parking charge cancelled, you don't even have to go through the Poplar process. So yeah, essentially that's the key thing to remember. If you live in Scotland, no keeper liability, you don't have to go to Poplar as long as the parking company has addressed your first appeal. If you want to essentially get a parking charge notice cancelled and you have 100% proof that you paid for parking, then by all means, please go to Poplar and make sure your appeal is going to be successful. Because at Poplar, you can only appeal as the driver in Scotland and Northern Ireland. So outside Scotland, in England, you can appeal as a registered keeper because we have keeper liability. So that's it for now. If you have any questions or if there's anything you need in terms of support with parking tickets, visit parkymateuk.com and see you soon.